Hey guys, on this episode, I have on Ashlee Feldman. You may know Ashlee from MTV's The Real World, or you know her from radio. Ashlee works in radio. You may have heard her on the Ashlee and the New Jammin' Morning Show on Jammin' 94.5 out of Boston. So you probably heard her up in New England. Anyway, this is a great episode. We had a lot of fun. And tune in if you want to hear Ashlee shit on me for my cooking abilities and my dating habits. And without further ado, here's me and Ashlee hanging out, shooting the shit.
I said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Get Your Act Together with Mike Bain. I'm here with my friend, radio host, personality, and celebrity Ashlee Feldman.
You probably wouldn't believe this fun fact, but this is only the second podcast I've ever done in my life.
Other than the one you did with Gandhi?
Oh, I forgot I was, well, yeah. Other than the one I actually did myself.
other than the one you hosted?
You're right. I forgot about the one I hosted, but other than, I've been asked to be on some podcasts, but this is only the second one. And I will say, fuck you, because the first one I did, they gave me a bottle of Jameson upon entry.
I don't drink.
I know, but you're supposed to give them a gift. So
thanks
for my math.
It's noontime, Ashlee.
True.
It's
true.
It's like,
you know what? I'll shut the hell up and I'll take my math, which is delicious, by the way. It's fine. It's noon on a Sunday, too. It's God's day.
Why don't I have vodka? It's 11 a.m.
I know.
We were originally going to do this earlier, too.
I know. You know, because I have the bedtime of an infant child.
Well, I don't want people to think that I'm going to get them fucked up and then try and pull secret information out of them.
But that's what people do in their podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, that's also how people get laid, too. But yeah,
that's creep. Well, that goes into a borderline creep.
I think they're both creepy. I just don't operate on either level.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you being here.
No, but you're lucky that I'm not, because you know how I get when it turns from Ashlee to Smashlee, that sometimes that can be not fun.
Yeah, no, I've experienced that firsthand.
Yeah.
You could easily have worked for the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, the FBI, CIA.
I've made the mistake of being caught by you in several kitchens at parties where I had information you wanted.
Really, it's because, and I say this all the time, I'm married to one of your best friends, and your friend group, you guys drive me absolutely insane. Like, you know, Michael will go and hang out with you, and I'll be like, so what's up with Bain? I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know? Well, what did he say? Nothing. So you just were with him for 3 fucking hours, and he said not a single word to you about his life. He goes, I don't know. Ask him yourself. But that's what you got. Oh, he's saying he knows nothing. And not just you, anybody. Oh, I was at Steve's for 3 hours. Oh, what's up with Steve? Is he talking to his ex-girlfriend? I don't know. Do you ask anything?
This is also very specific to him, because I ask questions. Like, I asked Steve how he was doing with that. I talk with, but now we all kind of have it, but your husband takes it to other level.
Yeah. He also has this thing of like, well, I'm not going to be nosy. And it's like, they're your friends. There's no such thing. You can be nosy. Like,
I'm not going to ask my friend if he wants to kill himself. I'm just going to let him do it.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what? It's insane. So then it forces me to have to ask the tough questions. It's, you know, it's what I have to do.
I mean, it's a good dichotomy, because he's completely emotionless.
Yeah.
And you're a woman, so you have emotions.
Yeah, I have too many fucking emotions. I cry over everything, but mostly like animal movies where they die.
No. Now I think about it, he won't ask if I don't tell him.
100%. He won't ask. He also doesn't ask for help. Like if he needed to do a podcast, he wouldn't come and ask you to help him because you know podcasts and you do it well, because he would think then he owes you. And it's like ridiculous. He's your fucking friend.
See, I was like this too.
Why are you guys late? Is this a Southie thing? Like,
yeah.
What do you mean owing people? They're your friends.
I wouldn't, when I was dating my ex, like I would get out, we lived in Jamaica Plain, I'd get off the train at Forest Hills and I'd have a 25 minute walk to the house. And just along the Arboretum, no stores, just oftentimes, in the winter, cold, or even in the rain, I would never ask for a ride.
That's the dumbest shit
I would never. And finally, my therapist, I went to therapy because my ex was like, I'll leave you if you don't go to fucking therapy, you psycho. And And I was living with her, so it was like therapy or homelessness, and I went to therapy.
To be honest, I think that's a solid choice.
It was a solid choice, and therapy did save my life. I'm going to be completely honest. But after, like, I realized how emotionally constipated I was once I went to therapy. And he goes, "This is a woman you love, right?" And I go, "Yes." And he goes, "You're building a life with her." And I go, "Yes." And he goes, "And you won't let her do nice things for you." And I go, "No." And he goes,
You won't
"Why?"
let her pick you up in the fucking pouring
No,
rain.
I would walk home in the rain, come home soaked.
Yeah.
I'd have to like shit my pants, and I wouldn't. Like, and I'm just like grunting like through the pain and the rain and the abdominal cramps.
Yeah.
And I got over it. But he was like, "What is your reasoning behind this?" And I said, "Number one, I'm not going to fucking owe her anything. All right? I'm not doing this where now if you're nice to me, you get to take things from me. And number two, I'm not a burden on other people." And it was the combination.
It's funny, that reminds me of because Michael's very similar to that. And when we first moved in with each other years ago at this point, I would do all the laundry together, right? I would always just do his laundry and my laundry. Something I did.
As you should as a woman.
Shut your... and bye. But one day, I was so mad at him. I forget why. I was so stupid. And I was like, you know what? I do fucking everything around here. I even do the fucking laundry. This was like 3 years ago. I haven't done, now he won't let me do his laundry because now it's, oh, well, you can just use that against me and you bring it up in a fight, which is true. It was fucked up, but I was like, yeah, I have to wash your fucking underwear. Well, and I literally haven't washed his clothing in 3+ years because I brought it up in one fight and he just doesn't want to feel like he owes me now. He's like, I'll do my own laundry, which, you know what, whatever, but it was a low blow.
That's kind of on you, though. You did use it to manipulate him.
I did. I absolutely.
You made his worst fears a reality.
Listen, ABC, all bitches are crazy. It's just the levels that people can deal with us. I am a fucking psycho. We know that. Psycho. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm a psycho too, though.
Yeah.
But now he knows.
Yeah. So now he carries his stupid fucking laundry basket downstairs. That it's like a college laundry basket. I hate looking at it, but I don't care. You know, do your own laundry then.
Yeah, see, because now he's afraid. He's like, oh, if she's going to attack me for the laundry, what else is she going to get?
What else is she going to bring up? Yeah.
See, I would still let my girl do the laundry. I would just not give a fuck.
Yeah. And I'll even throw in, like, literally a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, if you want, I'm doing laundry. If you want to throw anything in, he's like, no, I'm good.
Would I highly recommend therapy to people because it taught me to be an absolute boss when fighting with women.
Oh, wow.
Because
I didn't think that's what you were going to say.
You learn stoicism, which isn't to have no emotions. It's just to control your emotions.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing worse than like a stoic face of nothing. It just makes you want to fucking kill somebody. I think that one thing that's dope about therapy is I don't know, if you date back a couple years back, people were afraid to say it. Now I feel like everybody goes to therapy. So it's like.
I feel like there's a lot of people in therapy who don't even need therapy.
Yeah, to be honest, it's almost like on trend right now. It's good. Of all the things, please
I'll
go to therapy. I should be going to therapy. I don't, but I should.
I'll talk with other comedians, and they're like, oh, I have a therapist and a psychiatrist. And I'm like, you grew up in Orange County. Both of your parents love you and love each other. Yeah. Your life was amazing. I get it. Dad missed a few Little League games, but you'll survive. And then I know dudes who have literally had lives of living hell, you know, and just abuse after abuse after abuse. And they're just sitting there in a bar room with a bottle of whiskey going, I don't feel anything. I'm a man. I feel nothing.
Well, that's the thing. You have those guys that they're too manly. Like, I don't need to go to therapy. I'm a man. You know,
I would meet comics and they go, oh, we're crazy. We're messed up. And I go, dude, I go to AA meetings, okay? I watch men who are would make me look like an ice cream pop who tells stories about things that priests did to him. And then you leave and you go, oh, my God. Ugh. You're like, you have no idea how easy you have it.
I can't even imagine. But I do feel like it's I mean, even on my show, I've noticed, you know, people are more apt to call in and be like, oh, I was at therapy. I mean, the producer of my show, he goes to therapy, talks all the time. I have actually seen the change in him over the last year or so, him having gone to therapy.
Well, you remember me before I went. Do you remember me when I used to drink?
No, I don't know.
You don't know Drunk Bain?
I don't know Drunk Bain. And Michael brings this up to me a lot. He's like, you don't know. Because you, to me, are very just chill. Like, I can't, I've never seen you mad.
Yeah. I got the anger out of me.
Yeah.
I've never seen you upset. To therapy and I got it out. I wanted to kill my therapist because I went in there.
How did you even find? How do you go about finding one? Did you get a recommendation on who to go?
Literally, my ex was in therapy, and she goes, my therapist has a friend who's also a therapist or a coworker, whatever, a colleague, and she hooked me up with him. And I got very lucky. Because some people can get a terrible therapist who doesn't match you. I'm trying to find a new one right now, but it has to match my healthcare. Like I emailed my old therapist just 2 days ago, and I go, "Hey, do you take Mass Health?" And he goes, "No." And I go, "There's nothing we can work out." And he goes, "Do you want to pay this much?" And I go, "No, I fucking don't." And he's like, "All right."
Because it sucks. Like if you mesh with somebody and then you can't go because it costs.
But
I know it's expensive.
I mean, it really worked out because on paper I wouldn't have gone to see him. He was this older gay dude with like a curly Q steampunk mustache, and I wanted to hate his fucking guts. But he was very intelligent, and he pointed out my flaws right away.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's a wealth of knowledge here I know nothing about.
Interesting.
And then once you get it, you're like, oh man, I don't have to let anyone, especially the girls I date, control me. Because once you figure yourself out, no one can dig in and touch your buttons.
I just think it's dope to have somebody to talk to who's just completely removed from all the situation. I mean, you could come to me and talk to me about Michael, Steve, but I have opinions on them, so I'm going to give you that. This person doesn't know them, so he's able to be like so non-biased to any of it.
Yeah. Because I went to my therapist early on. I was like, it sounds like you're not happy in your relationship. Wink, wink. Cut to a year later. I think you should break up. He didn't say those words.
Yeah,
he said those words.
You're right. Right. He was like,
he was leading me there very well, and then I did, and I was very fucking happy.
Yeah.
So like
But you went through a little bit of a missing phase, didn't you?
A missing phase?
Like I feel like you missed her a little bit.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
You missed the rabbits for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't that I was like, oh fuck you, we're still cool. It was just like this situation isn't healthy.
Yeah. For those people that don't know, you had a legit like farm with her.
Yeah.
And like insects and just
we had 4 snakes, 4 tarantulas, 3 scorpions, several newts, several salamanders, about 5 frogs, a bearded dragon, a couple geckos, a rabbit, and about 34 Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
I forgot about the cockroaches.
And then she was always raising, she was an entomologist, so she was always raising caterpillars to become moths, which she would then...
Very Silence of the Lambs.
She would then euthanize. So my apartment was...
That's what I mean. Like, I think you miss like going home to that aquarium.
No, I don't like that at all.
Oh, you don't?
No. I don't like working full time and doing stand up, getting nowhere, and then coming home
to roaches,
and then opening my door and my floor is covered in dead insects. Now I put up with her clutter. Now my mom's a fucking hoarder, so I have severe issues with clutter. And, and then I would come home and I'd be like, hey, I'm going to drink this bottle of vodka and I dare you to say something. And that's how it would go. So,
but she didn't hoard stuff. She hoarded animals.
Yes, right? but animals take up space.
No, I know. I understand. I understand that. But I feel like, you're friendly. You get friendly with those little roaches.
I do, but it's also that there's like... The rabbit would shit and piss under my desk, and then I would step in the rabbit shit.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I'm not a big fan of fecal matter.
Yeah, well, no one is. Girls don't poop, though.
You would be surprised. I've been on the internet before.
The internet? Oh, we're going to try to say the internet is all facts? That's fake news.
No, I'm just saying there's people into weird stuff. That's all I'm saying. But
So it's crazy that you say that about your mom because first off, I love your mom. Some of your funniest content includes your mother. She's dope. But I saw a video once that your brother had posted and it looked like there was just so much stuff. And I'm like, where the hell is he? And I remember showing it to Mike and he's like, oh, that's Bain's house. Yeah. So she's like a hoarder as in she keeps a bottle and she's like, or drinks a bottle, I want to keep that. Or what? Because I feel like there's different kind of hoarding. No, because for me, I'm weird about certain stuff. I don't like clutter. I'm not a hoarder, but there's some things where I'll just look at it and I'll be like, Ashlee, you're never going to fucking use that. But I just don't want to throw it out.
I fight with that. And so does my brother because I was raised that way.
Yeah.
But it's clothes, handbags, knickknacks. Like, I'll buy this as a present for someone. And then they never get it. And they don't even want it. And childhood stuff. And so I haven't been recording for like 5 weeks or so because I was dealing with emptying out the house and my father's bullshit. Yeah. I know how much Mike told you.
Not much.
Nothing. Nothing.
You told me a little bit at Elf Street.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gave me a little bit of an overview, but I didn't. I also wasn't going to bring it up.
Well, he was. No, I already talked about it in another episode. He was. So no, it wasn't. If it was trash, it'd be easier because I could just go in there with a shovel,
Right, and just be like, "We're done
fucking
with it."
throw it
Yeah.
out. But instead, I have to go through everything because people be like, "Hey, do you want me to help?" And I'm like, "Nah, you're not. I'm gonna sit here and go through these Beanie Babies, and figure out which I can sell.
Yeah.
Apparently, none. Okay.
Wait, I thought Beanie Babies were worth something.
Dude, it's like I can't believe
No, but
that people thought that was a sound investment, and I went with my mom to get them all. I remember waiting in line for the Princess Diana
oh my god,
and the Erin Brog.
Did she have that?
Yeah, I have 3 of them in my house.
Shut the fuck up. You have the Princess Diana one?
Yeah.
Let me get that. I'll take that.
How much you want for it?
How much is it going for?
Let me do some
Yeah,
research.
get on
Rob,
whatever
look
site.
up how much a Princess Diana is.
I think she goes for a lot.
No, that's such bullshit because it's like, hey, do you want to buy this product that anyone can buy at the store for face value and then assume that somehow it's going to...
I remember that craze, man. That was nuts. I mean, think about it. When we were little, the Happy Meal toys now are going for like a lot of money. I had all those fucking things.
Why couldn't we have...
$70.
70
$70. Come on. I'm your friend.
Why couldn't we have Dogecoin when I was young? Why couldn't I buy a Happy Meal and just get a fraction of a Bitcoin? Instead, I got a...
Yeah. Instead,
Beanie
you got
Baby.
like the hamburger helper little guy, man. But yeah, no, hoarding it's a real thing. So you cleaned out the whole house.
No,
Oh.
I'm not. I became entirely overwhelmed and my mental health began to decline.
Yeah.
And I had to take a step back and focus on me.
Yeah. That's probably a lot. I will say I don't know much about your dad. I know what like you have told me, but I do know that Michael Joyce doesn't say much about anybody, but he is not a fan of your father.
And not many people are who like me.
Yeah, he is not a big fan of him. No.
There's not, because anyone who knows me is aware of the ramifications of the impact he's had on my life. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, even without me telling them, they just see me in distress and they're like, "Oh, you're dealing with some
and
shit."
your poor mom, because she's just such a sweetheart.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's it is what it is. I can't fucking fix it.
No.
There's no.
It's not your responsibility to fix it.
No, that's what I realized
Hey,
in therapy.
therapy, bitch.
No, you know what? You know what the best thing I learned in therapy?
What?
Selfish ain't a dirty word.
What?
Selfish isn't always a dirty word.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was. I thought I had to be selfless. I used to have a hero complex.
Yeah.
That's why I tried to save women. I had a habit of women try and baby bird men. They're like, "I'll fix him. His wing's broken."
Yeah. Oh, well, we like that.
Yeah. There's nothing sexier than a man who sells Percocet and has no job. And a woman
Do you
goes,
know someone?
I do. But also, it actually makes fucking quite a bit
Asking
of money.
for a
I
friend.
wish I was selling Percocet. Shit, I'd be making a lot more. But women see that and they go, "Oh, I can fix this."
Oh, yeah, for sure. We
And
love
then they
that.
get surprised when they can't.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's the tell all, like we want to be like Mama Bear and we think we can fix everything. And you find the bad boy and it's like, oh, well, he's going to change for me. Basically, we want to like boost our own ego. That's
Well,
really what that
yeah,
comes
we
down
all
to.
do it to a degree. I mean, even you were just saying you wanted to get your husband to be more emotional, which I get, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, I don't see that happening.
No, it's not going to happen. It has happened during certain things where I kind of see like a little bit of a breakthrough, but it's just not his way. I will say one thing that Santi, my producer, has told me that he learned in therapy that he constantly puts on me is, you have to just understand that some things are just out of your control. And that's hard for me because I'm very type A, I'm very controlling. But doing the show that I do, I'm never going to make everybody happy. Like if I report this and I don't report that, everyone hates me for this. They don't hate me for that. And it's like, you know what? Woosah.
This is why there's never been a female stoic philosopher. Because the concept of you can't control shit, so just let it be, doesn't really work with most women.
It's hard. It's really hard for me sometimes. He always tries to, tell me all the time, it's out of your control. You can't. Not everybody is going to be happy. But that's hard to.
I've had this issue with dating women where they sit down and they go, "All right, let's plan out the week." And I go, What are you fucking talking about?
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Plan out the week? Lucky. Good for you. I'm
Plan
planning out the month. I'm like,
God.
Michael Joyce, sit down. Let's talk about June. He's like, it's not even fucking May.
You know how many times I've double booked myself on dates and stuff like that? The only reason I know have a calendar is because I'm a performer, because I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wouldn't.
We have one up in the kitchen, and I've now trained him before he commits to look and see what we got going on, because
I've been through this with so many girls where they plan something out. I'm gonna circumvent this. I'm gonna plan out my life. I'm gonna have kids at this age. I'm gonna get married at this age. All right, we're gonna go to dinner at this night. And then I go, nah. They're like, well, let me plan it out. And I go, no, I won't. We're just gonna laissez-faire and go through life. And they're like, we can't do that. And I go, yes, we can.
No, you need a reservation, Bain.
Here's what happens.
It's fucking Boston.
Women make plans. And then life happens, and then the plans don't happen because some shit goes down, and then
because their boyfriend doesn't make a reservation, and you can't fucking get in anywhere. That's what happens.
I've never made a reservation in my life,
That's
and I never fucking will.
Well, you won't get anywhere.
It's fine.
It's Corona times.
I will go to a burrito place.
We're gonna go. Oh, a burrito place. Okay, she's gonna eat a burrito. That's gonna get old.
She will go to Chipotle, and she will fucking like it. Okay.
I mean, I'd eat a bowl, but not on a fucking first date. Please tell me, what is a Bain first date? If you swiped and you meet this girl, she's ideal. You're like, all right, date one, because you got to kind of impress a little bit. What is the first date with Mike Bain look like? I'm gonna try not to be sick when I hear this, because if there's a fucking burrito involved, I'm gonna be pissed. Go on, just here. Let me hear what this is. I'm so excited. What is my first date with you gonna look like?
I have a very specific routine.
Oh, all right.
First date.
Yep.
Is coffee. We either go to a cafe or we take a walk. Now, if I'm dating like in New Hampshire, we might go for a hike. But it's one of those three things. I've just met you. You're a stranger. I'm not buying you food. That's not happening.
Jesus. Okay.
No. Why would?
Well, it sounds very not welcoming. I mean, I'm not buying you fucking food, bitch.
Why?
What?
The idea.
Like, she wants to eat. I don't mind a hike. I think that's like kind of cool. But I feel like a hike would be maybe after you had dinner. Like on the second date, you would go for a hike.
Depends. It depends on how I
not saying it's
feel
not cool.
about her. I have done it for specific women that I've liked. Like,
but also, who is really going to be their honest to God self with you in the midst of a coffee shop? Really?
I'm honest with everybody.
I just feel like if some guy was like, hey, let me take you out to a coffee shop, I wouldn't be expecting Mike Bain to walk through the doors. I would be expecting someone a little like snotty.
Yeah. And then I reverse it, and they're like, "Who is this white trash animal?
Who is this man who got in a fight with his iron and clearly has never seen one?"
This was it. Before the show started, Ashlee asked me if we were videotaping, and she didn't know, and I said yes, and she had to take time to do makeup. Yeah. I drove here, and then I took off my driving shirt, which is a dirty shirt that I can sweat in, and I wiped my armpits, and then I opened up my trunk and I took out my clean shirt.
Good for you.
And it was that. Was that easy.
Yeah.
No, I go to. I don't drink. I don't drink.
I know you don't.
So
Could you date someone that did? Could you date someone like me that parties?
It'd be tough.
Yeah. I think that makes complete sense.
It depends. Like, cause here's the thing. When girls drink a lot of times, if you're dating them, they'll find like, yeah, let's go home and fuck. And I won't do that. I'm not, even if I'm dating you, I will never have sex with a woman if she's intoxicated. Even if it's completely consensual, we've been dating, I'm not into it. And I hate kissing a woman. Because
you're sober? Or because like when you were drunk, Bain, would you bang?
Yeah. It's
because I like sometimes it's fun.
There's a rule to society where as long as you're both fucked up, it's fine. It cancels out that neither one of you are fully consenting, Yeah. But it doesn't work that way if one of you is sober.
So you're fearful that it like cops type of thing, like she could say that.
Yeah. Ashlee, if you saw a court thing and there was some young pretty girl there and she goes, he took advantage of me, and it was my face, who are you going to believe?
That's well, you have a point.
You be completely honest.
It's fucked up.
I know what I look like.
It's not right.
They're not going to be like, oh.
And that's not true. You're a handsome little Irish man.
Yes, but I don't look like I'm soft and caressing. Okay, I don't have that.
That is true.
That air about me.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you're taking. Oh, well, also, why don't you rein it in then with the hiking? Because we've seen enough documentaries to know if a guy's taking a girl hiking on the first date, he could be trying to fucking chop her up pieces at the top.
I'm very good at making women feel safe, and that's how I pull it off, because I know that's my job. My job is to let her know that she's not going to end up in my cellar. That's my job as a man. Like when you meet a woman, is to do that. I went on a hike with a girl for a date, and you know, at the end of it, we kissed, and she goes, "Oh, that was," you know, I
Tongue?
go, "What's that?"
Tongue?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And she, at some point, I mentioned something, and she goes, "No, I feel safe with you. I'm hiking with you, and you have a knife hanging out of your backpack."
She said that on a first date? I feel safe with you?
Oh, well, she was in the woods with
Sounds
me,
like
and
the
I had
fucking Notebook. Like
had
on
a-
date 35.
Ashley, I'm really
That's
good at
crazy.
making girls feel
wow,
safe.
you are. That's your like secret skill, making girls feel safe.
You know how you do it?
How?
Completely expose yourself. Not physically.
Oh, okay.
That was.
All right. Now you will end up in court. So
You know what you do?
It's all making sense now.
You emotionally lay yourself bare and say. And
But
when
don't you think that's too much on a first date? Like,
No,
I don't
no,
wanna
I'm
hear
not.
about your
I'm not
fucking
like.
emotions on a first
It's not
date.
emotions. It's just like, you know, when you're dealing with a guy and he's very reserved with you, right? You know
Yeah.
why he's reserved? Because he's afraid of you taking that thing and using it against him. And what I let women know is, at no point are you ever going to be strong enough mentally with me that you're going to use this to hurt me because I've already conquered it.
Yeah.
So here is an array of things that you think you can use as like every woman when she dates a man has a thing that she will go to wreck his fucking world. I know you have them.
Oh,
You absolutely. You have probably 8 things in your head right now you could say
yeah.
to your husband.
I have
to
a top 3 with him
Yep.
that I know could just end every conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have those. And I put them out there and I go, this is what you think it is. Come get me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, all right.
Do you tell them about the way you cook? 'Cause
How I
that's
cook?
Something you might want to.
I'm a much better cook than I've used. Are you referring to my hot dogs?
I mean, the hot dogs, the fucking when you take the grease off the bottom of a pan and put it into your sandwich.
Okay,
I mean,
that
that's
was
fucking
when
disgusting.
That was when I was working out.
I always used to think to myself, if he goes on a date and he brings her back and says, "Let me cook for you," I would be horrified. I would fucking scream and run out of that room as fast as like the fucking things you make. I'm like, how?
I make amazing curry, okay? I make great curry and great meatloaf. I make meatballs.
You do not make good meatloaf. I've seen you make the meatloaf.
My
on
meatloaf
Snapchat.
is
I have
fucking
seen,
superb, okay?
I've seen your meatloaf. I've seen it on Snapchat, and nope. No. I think it maybe just to you. Has anybody else had it?
Yes.
Who?
Not many people.
Not many people eat meatloaf. It's disgusting. But yeah, you went through that weird thing with the hot dogs.
Well, I was living in New York on a budget, and so I ate hot dogs and a lot of stuff. But also, I was like working out. I needed cheap meat for gains, and also
cheap meat for gains.
The fat that congeals with like the drippings.
I'm gonna be sick, and yet that's actually the word you would use on the Snapchat.
Well, that's
the
what
drippins.
it's called.
Well, break that sandwich down for everybody
So,
they can.
historically in the UK and
I'm gonna be
Ireland,
sick.
if you were poor, especially if you were a minor, much of what you ate was bread and drippings. So after you cook a meat, the
fucking
fat would drip
disgusting
out
fat juice,
and it would congeal, and then you would take
Yeah,
it and you spread it on a piece of bread and you put salt on it, and
do you know what it?
Oh,
you know
it's
what it
so
looks like?
fucking
It's
good.
when you make bacon. And
I
the
don't do it
grease-
with bacon
I
grease,
know,
though.
but that's what so people understand. It's like when the grease dries up and it looks like fucking disgusting, nasty, congealed mayo. He would take that and slather it on. The amount of conversations me and my friends would have about that after seeing that Snapchat were endless. Like and he would eat it as if it was like a delicacy. It was like fine dining.
it is a delicacy.
It's disgusting. And you're trying to make me mad. Oh, they were poor. No, I don't care. Eat the bread dry. Eat it dry because that is disgusting.
Well, for the record, I don't eat bread anymore, and I don't really eat drippings. I've gone a healthier way. I've improved on my diet, but
You do look like you've lost weight.
I have.
See?
But-
Get rid of the drippings. It's a fucking miracle.
It's not the drippings, it's the bread. Drippings are good because I was told by my weightlifter friend who I'm interviewing next that they increase testosterone, and
Drippings?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with it.
Well, I won't be tuning into that episode for those lies. Okay. No, thank you.
Look, in the grand scheme of poison that we put in our bodies, I'm like, look,
What's a little drippings?
hey, I maybe once or twice a year do cocaine at most, and I don't drink, and I don't do any hard drugs for that matter. So other than I just like mushrooms and weed. So I think I'm allowed a little bit of drippings, okay?
You just said you don't do drugs and then listed like 4 that you do. But
Yeah,
I
but
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Those-
Southie sober. But
Those aren't real fucking
I do
drugs.
no drugs. I only do blah, 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 blah. Other than that,
I don't consider
No, you are
mushrooms
good.
to be
No,
a
you
real
are.
drug.
I would never, when you guys do the shrooms, it's just the weirdest thing to me. Because I don't know if you ever heard this story about me, but I'm not a big weed person. I don't like it.
You get paranoid, don't you?
Well, I was in Vegas and it had been raining for days and I had just drank too much. I was like, I can't do it anymore. So my friend's like, hey, why don't we go out into the streets of Vegas and get some weed? Because that's smart to buy street drugs off people you don't know.
Oh, I did that in Vegas too.
Yeah. Well,
Justin and I, it didn't work out very well.
Mine was laced with angel dust. So I was hospitalized there for a little bit.
PCP?
A little PCP.
I don't know you like to get wet.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
shit.
was. And it's funny, to this day, no matter what anybody tells me, I still feel like I died there in Vegas and I came back. I made the doctor at the hospital call my mom so I could say goodbye to her because in my brain, I was dying. I get why serial killers do it.
Do
Because
they?
it truly, yeah, it's like a thing. It forces you, or it makes you believe that everybody is against you. Like you looking at me right now when I was on the angel dust was like, he's looking at me. He's thinking of 6 different ways he's going to kill me in this basement and no one's going to tell. And I'm going to be rotting down here. Like it was fucking nuts. So yeah, after the angel dust, I was like good with the weed. So I don't even go near it anymore. I don't have any desire. I'm afraid.
Well, it can be fun if you do it right.
I've heard that, but also I don't know how to smoke the weed. I put it in there.
You breathe?
I know, but then you're not supposed to like swallow it. So I don't really understand like where do you put it?
In your lungs. I'm
No,
very confused right now, Ashlee.
I swear to God, this is if you pass me the blunt, right? This is me. I'm like, but see, my body's telling me to swallow right there. But
Oh,
you're not
do you suck it
supposed
into your belly?
I think so. Like I don't do it right. So I'm just done.
Here's what you take.
I don't know how to smoke
You take a
weed.
blunt and then you breathe. You just,
Okay. See, my body's it's begging me to swallow there.
do you know?
Pause. It's always begging me to swallow.
But boom.
Yeah, but you know, I just know I'm not good at it. Not my drug of choice. I don't care. But I did recently start liking the CBD, but that's not. You know.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's
Yeah.
just like melatonin.
Yeah, which I enjoy. Sleep.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I did after the PCP incident just a couple years back. Michael and I did an edible, and fast forward like 5 hours later. Actually, I have a picture of myself. It's pretty unrecognizable. It's pretty fucked up. But I like kind of came to, and I realized that Michael and I hadn't moved off the couch in a solid 5 hours. And then I kept asking him over and over again if we were in New Jersey. I was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really bad. So, like, I don't even know that person.
Why do you look bloated?
I don't know. Like, the expression of being high is like, I wanted the high out of me. I was that. And then we thought to ourselves, okay, we have to get out of this house because we're so high. And we went for a walk. And we randomly, we don't ever go for walks without the dogs, which is fucking weird when we did. We come upon his uncle, which, what? Like in Dorchester, we're walking and we see his uncle. So Michael's like, hey, uncle. I don't even remember who it was. He's like, this is Ashlee. But I was paranoid. Like you said, my body was all fucking paranoid. So I hid behind Michael. So he's trying to go like this to be like, this is my girlfriend. And I'm fucking hiding behind him at the age of 32 years old. And so after that, like no edibles for me. Don't pass me the weed. I don't want the blunt skis. I'm done.
I can eat like a 1/4 ounce of mushrooms and find spiritual depth and confidence. And then I take 20 milligrams, 10 milligrams of edibles and have a full-blown panic attack.
Nope.
I went to Fort Myers and I took a 5 milligram edible, or it might have been a 10. I was like, I can do this. This is a nice, easy one. And then I spent 3 hours having a full-blown, nonstop panic attack on a Spirit Airlines flight. Just me staring.
We all know that was your first problem.
But it was good.
That you got on Spirit.
No, that I had a panic attack. I sometimes do this to myself, and it's a bit of emotional self-flagellation. I'm aware, but I do shit that I fear to make myself stronger to address problems. So what I'll do is
that doesn't seem safe though.
It's definitely safe. Don't listen to Ashlee.
I'm afraid of heights, so I'm gonna fucking climb. Wait, what?
Yeah, but then you get over it.
And then you're stuck up there in fear.
But you have to get down. So get down. You get over it. What I'll do is I'll take an edible, and then all the shit in my life that I'm pushing down comes up, and I can't control it, and I'm just stuck there emotionally dealing with it till the edible's done.
This doesn't sound fun. Like drugs
It's
are supposed
not
to be
fun. It's not fun. It's terrible. But when it's all said and done, I feel cleansed. I feel like I took a nice big dump, feel like I emotionally pooped, and I'm like, all right, I haven't addressed this issue in my life that I'm freaking out over, that I'm filled with anxiety, and now I have to face it. So do edibles and get scared.
No, thank you. Absolutely not.
All right, so I wanted to backtrack this and kind of go over your illustrious career. Because I actually was like doing my homework on you, obviously, because I know plenty about you, but I wanted to know more before I had you on, be a professional. And I asked one of our friends, is Ashlee the girl who spit in a girl's face on The Real World, or was that Steve's ex-girlfriend from the Bad Girls Club? And it wasn't you.
Yeah,
apparently.
I was going to say it was definitely.
It wasn't you, because for a long time, I thought you had spit in someone's face on
No.
national television.
I actually can't even think of something worse to do to somebody. Like
Yeah.
spitting on someone's face, that's bottom of the barrel. Like that's
that's
wild.
definitely Bad Girls Club more than Real World.
Yeah.
Why did you sign up for Real World?
I honestly felt like whatever I wanted to do with my life, which was radio, that would just help boost my career if I did it the right way. And it worked. My plan worked. But I remember I was living in Southie at the time. And you probably don't remember this, but Diddy had a band called Day 26, who I fucking loved. And they had just dropped a brand new video. Anyways, I go to MTV.com and it says on there, do you want to apply for the next Real World? I literally remember where I was when I did it. And I sent in a picture of me playing basketball because I played D1 basketball and I didn't feel like they ever had like a D1 like hooper on there. Mm-hmm. So I sent that picture and then I sent a picture of me dressed up and I kind of like a little blurb about myself. And then a month later, I got the call to come to Faneuil Hall for the old, round one of the interview process. And they sent me this like VIP access card. So I got to skip the line. So fast forward, I make it through all 12 rounds, whatever it is. The first day in the Real World house, me and all of my roommates were talking about our experience with getting on the show. Every single one of us had that VIP access card. We all had gotten that. So I still have it in my wallet. Like
so they just knew you were drama ahead.
They literally sniffed it right out of that first fucking email. Right. And they were like, well, but yeah, I think I knew that if I did it the right way, it could further my career at the time. That's what I was thinking. And it did. The first radio job I got was, my boss, Dave, out of St. Louis. He watched the Real World. He was a big Real World guy. He loved watching the seasons. He saw me on there. As soon as I got to St. Louis for my Real World season, I went right to the local radio station, asked them, what can I do? Like, I would love to, I just knew that the cameras would come and I knew it would be good for them as well as good for me. He saw me do radio on the show, had me come out to St. Louis, and that's where I got my first radio job after the season.
That's smart. Not many people properly use the Real World and the road rules.
Yeah. Well, because it's also, within the first 7 days of being there, I had to go to the hospital and get on like a fucking Z-Pack because my body had never drank that much. I didn't know New Orleans. I didn't know that like on a Sunday at 8 a.m. you can black out, which was fantastic. I had to learn that one the hard way.
There is always time to black out and for a parade.
Always. And they throw parades for anything, which is New Orleans will always have a place in my heart. One of the best cities in the world.
It is a fun city. It's different. It doesn't feel like other Deep South cities. It's very unique.
It is.
In its culture.
And the people there are just like, I don't know. People in Boston usually will walk right by you on the street. I'll say hi. Yeah, I'll say hi to people.
Just say it. They suck.
Yeah. I'll say hi to somebody on the street and they literally won't even look up from the ground, which by the way, Michael loves. He loves when I get played like that. But
why?
He thinks it's so funny when I'm like, hey, how are you? And people just go, and don't say it back. He thinks it's so funny because he he's the type that would just walk by somebody. He don't want to talk, but I like to chat with anybody. And in New Orleans, like you got to know the lady that worked at the grocery store, the lady that worked at CVS, the guy that you were on the train with. I mean, everybody wants to talk and get to know you. It's very family like atmosphere, and I really liked that.
Yeah,
you don't get that here.
No, I remember I was doing a comedy festival in Cleveland, and I was just walking outside of like a farmer's market or something in my hostel, and this guy just goes, "Oh man, hot day," and I go, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh man," and then he just started talking to me, just having a conversation. I was like, "You want to fuck me, huh?" What is
You're
this?
Like, is this you being nice? What is this?
My instinct when someone speaks to me is they want something from me. I know we've circled back to this too. It's not that they can just be nice. They're trying to. They want my money. They want my body. Well, they would.
It's so psychotic. Like this morning, we were walking to Mike and Patty's to get a breakfast sandwich, and these two kids were coming out of a hotel, and they were fighting over who was going to drive. So they started doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and I just went right up, and I just started telling them how you can't do it. You have to do a best out of 3. It can't be a one and done. And they were probably like, "Bitch, shut up. Let us do our."
Was he mortified?
He just kept walking.
Yeah.
He doesn't even engage with me. He just lets me do my thing. I just feel that. I've had it backfire many times. I was probably a month or so ago. I was at Stop and Shop. One of the guys is working, and he's putting the carts together. But the way he was standing, it looked like he was like holding his dick and peeing. So I went up to him and I go, "Oh man," because he was fixing the carts like this. So
yes,
I could
but
only see his back.
Okay, but you presumed that he was holding his dick and peeing.
No, it looked like that. I knew he was taking the carts.
Okay. I thought you were like, "Hey, look at this guy pissing. Let me go look."
I saw what he was doing with the carts, but from the back, it looked like this.
Okay.
Like he was holding it. So I took it upon myself to go up to him and be like, "Man, I thought you were peeing from back here." Looks at me and he goes, "Fucked you say?" And I was like, I said, "Oh, well, I was just being funny because it looked like you were peeing." Looks like I was fucking peeing. I'm fucking working out. So that time, there was a different time where somebody next to me in the car put their window down a little bit, and I quickly turned. I go, "Here's Johnny." That didn't go over well either. They put the window right out. Didn't think that was funny. I don't know what it is. It's like I feel it in my body, and I have to just let it out. Well, I can't fight it.
Do you think that someone who's pushing shopping carts for Stop and Shop making minimum wage is a genuinely happy person?
No, I don't. And I can tell you, I actually was like, he's going to fucking punch me in my face. I got away from that one as quick as I could. But I don't know what it is about me. I just love to converse with people. I like to meet strangers. That's why the pandemic was really fucked for me, because I missed going to the bar and like bumping elbows with people and meeting strangers and just talking. I missed that.
You know, it's funny. When I left Boston, I started doing that too. I would be friendly and I would have conversations with people.
Yeah, it's great.
It was nice. I was happy and I was just like, I'd just be like walking down the street. I start up conversations with old ladies, and it's so much fun because you go, "How are you doing today?" And you're like, "Do you want me to help you so these young fellas don't catcall you?" And they're like, "Oh my God. They practically fucking have an orgasm, and you feel like $1 million bucks. And then you walk them down the street and, yeah, Boston doesn't have that.
No.
I come back and it's like a cloud over my head.
It's crazy. And I always think in my head, it's like, you could be saying, "Hey, what's up?" to somebody, and that could be the first time they've heard that, like, in fucking weeks. You don't know. You don't know what people are like have going on in their life. So I always go out of my way, even when I don't hear it back. Like, "Hey, how are you?" Just for no reason.
Yeah, I like to be. It was fun
but
being
then,
nice to
the
people.
fucked up side of me, when I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" and they go on this whole fucking tangent about their life, I'm like, "Oh no, see, I didn't ask that. No. I just wanted to get a like, hey,
hi, how are you? Hey, how's it going? Is not legit. It's just I'm pretending to care. I don't actually want to hear your bullshit.
Yeah, we don't want to play that.
I don't want to hear, "Oh, your mom has cancer." Dude, I was having a good day. I don't want you fucking up my vibe.
It's like, come on with that. And also, I noticed a new thing which drives me fucking nuts is, "Hey, how are you? Did you get the vaccine?" It's like, what the fuck? When did we add that into the fucking "Hey, how are you?" It was like, what?
I was meeting...
I said so badly when I'd be like, "What the fuck does it matter to you, Susie? It's none of your business."
I get that one all the time.
Me too.
And I'm not getting it, so I'm like, do you want to, like, you don't want to ask that question, because I'm gonna do some shit right here, and like I could just be like, no, and then you're gonna be like, "Why not?" And I'm like, I'm gonna answer, and we're gonna have a thing, but
we're gonna have to have
we're gonna have a thing, because then you're gonna get all weird out, and I'm just gonna be like, "No, it's not for me." And then you're going to keep, because I've had this happen. I was hanging out with a friend of mine.
That's fine. Like, that should be fine. I'm not getting it either, but it's no one's business as to why not.
No.
And everyone should just keep it fucking moving. "Hi, how are you?" Keep it, stop it. We don't need to ask each other if you're getting the vaccine.
I had a friend who was like, he's like, "I don't care either way. I'm not trying to, but like, why aren't you getting it?" And then I explained my reasoning. All right. It's like, I'm not a big fan of the medical industry that we have here in America. I think it's for profit, and there's a lot of, negative things going on, and I could go in on that for a while, but I won't right now, not on this one. I'll save you that. And then he literally just ripped into me, and I was like, "Wait a minute.
Wait, you just said.
You already got yours, right?" He's like, "Yeah." And I go, "What do you fucking care?
That's
You're just like, I'm not here. I'm not proselytizing to you not to get it. Go get it.
It kind of drives me insane because it's like, wait, when did things not become a choice? I've taken vaccines before. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Am I taking this one? No, but that doesn't make me a monster.
Yeah, no, there's a big difference
With that being said, if it sometime ever gets to the point where it's like, hey, you can't travel without it, I'm going to be like, here, put it where, I don't care where you put it.
I will get a forge. That's what I will do. I will make fake ones. There's no way. And then people will be like, Mike, did you get it? And I go, yes.
Yes.
Here's
my Pfizer card.
Yes,
buddy.
yes. Here's my proof.
Yeah.
And like I was meeting a lawyer to deal with some stuff recently about my family. And after like, it was a very big like thing I was going through. I was becoming my father's power of attorney and removing his name from our home. And like, it's a lot that's going on.
Yeah.
And then the lawyer's like, oh, you get vaccinated yet? And I was like, you motherfucker.
Like,
are you kidding me?
This is what you want to ask me right now?
I just go, no. And he goes, oh, and I'm like, just like, don't, like, we had a nice little thing. It's none of your business. I don't ask you where you put your dick. Okay. Don't ask me what I put inside of me. All right.
Well, and the funny thing is too, like for me personally, I've had friends and family members that wanted it so badly. And the day they got it, I felt like it was Christmas. I was so excited for them, genuinely excited. I'm happy for the people that get it, that want it. But those people, I want you to then give me the same courtesy when I say that I don't want it. Like, let's just keep it moving. It's fine.
My favorite is when people I know get it and they're like, oh, I got to get it. And I go, why? Well, because I'm going to have to. And I go, well, then get it when you have to.
Right. Why?
You know?
Yeah.
And then they get it. And then I'll be talking to them and I'm like, how's it going? They're like, I haven't been able to leave bed for 4 days. And I go, oh, I wonder why that is.
I saw something today where it's like, Johnson & Johnson, the CDC has come out and said that most people are getting adverse effects from Johnson & Johnson because of anxiety. I'm like, oh, okay, now it's anxiety that's causing that stuff.
It's anxiety over this thing that
whatever
that that I can't sue you over. Isn't that how it works? It's
just crazy. I mean, I want the world to go back to normal more than anybody. I totally understand that part of it too. I just think like we have to go back to the fact that we live in America and it's a fucking choice. Like we have to remember that.
It's everyone can choose what they want to do.
Yeah.
And you can vaccine shame me all you want. It ain't gonna fucking work.
I get it all the time. I'm like,
well, I like when there's a lot of different techniques that people try. And like one of the things that made me very was knocked off my balance. I was very skeptical. Was like Cuomo was like, we're gonna make sure that we get it last, like the politicians, and the black and brown communities get it first because they're most susceptible. And I go, all right, so the rich white dudes are giving it to black dudes first. This seems to be like there's something going on here, man.
Cuomo probably already had it when he said that.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you. Everyone knows what's up, man. You're not giving it to him out of your kindness. You're basically like, go be our guinea pig.
I'm more like even further on now to the fact that I did a whole thing on my show about this. New York City has come out. New York City, which you've lived there, so you can speak to this. New York City is coming out and saying July 1, we're trying to open up. Make it make sense that August 22nd is the date that Boston is giving. What if New York can open up July 1? What are we waiting for here?
So a lot of places are saying we're quote unquote opening, but then there's still massive limitations. Is it a 100% open?
That's what they're trying to say. I mean, I don't know. But here's the thing. Right now, 100%, you're supposed to you don't have to wear your mask outside. Everyone's still wearing their masks outside.
That's a Boston thing.
Am I crazy?
That's a Boston thing. If you leave the city, if you like, I spent a ton of time in New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, well, live free or die. I want to get the hell out of here. I need to move to New Hampshire.
And I come back down. I went on a date with a girl, and she goes, "Oh, I wear my mask when I take out my garbage," and I go.
What? I hope you never took her hiking.
I don't fucking wear underwear when I take out my garbage. Who's put on a mask for that shit?
I feel sad. I mean, Corona is all about ventilation. That's what we've learned. So when you're outside, you're getting the most air ventilation.
You also need vitamin D the most, and you get vitamin D from the sun. Yeah. So you want to be out. You want to be exposed.
Yeah. See that outside. I haven't worn a mask outside in a year. I just can't do it.
No, I don't.
If I'm not near people, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not near people. If I was when everything first started and I went outside and I saw a group of people coming and they were walking by, I'd put it up. But if I'm by myself walking my fucking dog, I'm not wearing a mask. See ya.
No, I'm good.
But now you don't have to outside, so it's great.
No,
but
no,
yet
we
still
don't.
everybody is. I think they came out in Brighton or something. You still have to wear it outside.
Well, do you know what it is?
Who goes to Brighton?
It's somehow the mask has become like a political gang sign.
That's what drives me fucking nuts.
I've met people who are like, dude, I got out of the store and I had to rip my mask off. What if someone thinks I'm a liberal? And then I've met liberals that are like, dude, I'm not wearing. Even if the CD said I cannot wear it. I'm not. People are gonna think I'm a Republican if I go outside without a mask on. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys. This ain't Bloods and Crips. We're not fighting over turf. This is not an online battle.
Me, like, if I was in a store, say the stores come out and they say you don't have to wear the mask inside, fine. I won't. But if I walk in and see you in a mask inside, I don't care. Wear your fucking mask. I don't give a shit. It couldn't care less. Like, I know, I think it was Dana White that just came out and said it at UFCs. Like, we were in Florida. There were some people wearing masks and some people weren't. Nobody cared.
I've been to Florida.
To have a good time.
No one's wearing a mask in Florida.
I'm actually going to Florida in a month.
No one.
I can't wait.
Florida is remember, like, for all the people who are in like places like New England, New York, and California, and you go to Florida, Texas, or many other states, you know how life used to be before COVID?
Mm-hmm.
It's back. It's just not back here. It's so weird that we have two different worlds going on.
It's scary. It reminds me of the Hunger Games.
Two completely different universes. And you go down there and you know what blew me away? Like, I have this argument with Gandhi all the time because she says Florida's a fucking mess because she grew up there. But I go, I can't believe I like Florida. I went there and everyone was happy and they were nice. Yeah. No one told me to eat a dick or
because
go fuck myself.
They have a choice, and people want to have a choice.
I was driving here today and I got stuck at the Cambridge-Boston border where the Science Center is, and the bridge was going up. And some asshole on a motorized unicycle who was like some fucking bro dude with like a backwards hat, bumping rap music, smoking a cigarette, and with a big Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, decides that he's going to try and hop the fucking ramp. No. And then they shut everything down. And I was like, I want to kill you, man.
Yeah, I want to hurt you.
And I was like, I'm sure that there are people doing dumb stuff in Florida. I know there are, but
there's people doing dumb stuff everywhere.
People were nice to me.
Yeah.
They were nice.
Because they're happy. So right when you're happy, you're going to spread that sort of cheer because you're happy. I'm going in 1 month. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
They're also like, they get drunk early.
Yeah. You know why? Because they have fucking happy hour. Yes. We don't.
I remember when I went to New York and I discovered happy hour.
Wow. Happy hour? Like, I'm happy talking about happy hour. I can't fucking wait. I was Googling, we're going to Key West. I was Googling happy hour deals in Key West because that's how excited I am to fucking action some happy hour.
Boston is one of the
wild.
drunkest places I've ever been, but it's one of the least fun places to drink.
Could you imagine if we had happy hour here?
Honestly, I think happy hour and extended bar times would actually improve our situation with alcohol.
Probably.
I think our biggest situation with alcohol is when I would drink, and it was.
What did you drink, by the way?
Beer, everything, mostly beer, and then like I would drink wine when I would steal it from 7-Eleven. Like
that was like beer. That's what got you that. Like I'm
not a beer person. I eventually switched over to liquor, and I would drink vodka, vodka, and a lot of whiskey. So when I switched to whiskey is when I ruined it because I would drink beer and I wouldn't cross over into a complete stupor. Yeah. Which is what I was aiming for. So eventually I was just full and bloated and I was stuck with my feelings. And I was like, I don't want to fucking feel these. That's why I'm drinking. And then I discovered liquor and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. So you were kind of like a sad drunk. Like you would drink because you were sad.
I would drink because I was sad, but I would be happy when I was drunk.
I am like the weirdest drunk because I'm not like, I usually drink for celebratory reasons. Like I'm happy drunk. I don't, when people are super sad and they go home and like in the movies and they just open up the bottle of JMO and just chug it because they're sad. That's not really my way.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah. I literally in my brain is like, that only happens in the movies.
I've done that. I've done that before work.
That's insane. And in the movies, if this is booze, they're like, are you fucking kidding me? You can swig JMO like that and you're not going to, you have to make a little, in the movies.
I could.
No. I mean, we're not going to test
I
that.
got
We're not going to
really
fucking test that because I'm not going to be the one. Well, I fucking told Bain he couldn't do it. Now you're off the
Jameson
fucking
and
wagon again.
Jägermeister, I would just...
You don't make a face after? That's just not true.
With Jameson, I didn't. With like Jack and Maker's Mark, I still would. But with Jameson, I would just fill up a pint glass, put some ice cubes in there, and just...
That's fucking insane. Mike and I play a game like that at the bar. We order shots and we video each other to see who can like actually be the better actor. I suck at it. I have to make a face and then go...
Oh, that's why you're in radio, not acting.
Fuck off. It's true. I'm no Julia Roberts.
Speaking
I
of
do
which,
jam scam people though.
So how was the transition from real world to radio?
It was cool. I mean, reality TV is different than,
I imagine.
Yeah. But I will say, because people that's like a common question I get, like, was it really real? And it really was. I mean, there was yeah, of course they edit and it's some crazy statistic. Like we filmed for, I think 4.5, 5 months and only 12% of what we did made TV. Think about that. 5 months of filming, only 12% of what you do makes TV. But yeah, like that was us. And you don't really have to make anything up when you have 8 personalities that are larger than life in one fucking house. Like it kind of just happens naturally. But radio was dope. I mean, of course, I think originally in college, I was like, oh, I want to be like a sideline broadcaster. That was probably my original goal. And then I got a taste of radio and I was I was doing radio at Northeastern. But I love it. And I've had such a crazy radio career where I've been like a 2 mic and then I've done afternoons and I've done middays and I've been all over, and now having my own show is by far my favorite role.
Yeah, well, you're in charge.
Exactly.
Of course it's
But I also have a really dope team around me, and that's like I go to work and we literally laugh for 4 hours. It's stressful as fuck sometimes, especially with the way the world is and just being careful and, with what you say. And I certainly don't want to hurt anybody with my words. But I think people listen to me because I'm honest about, for the masks, for example. I had a girl DM me yesterday and she said that she was going to a kid's birthday party and it was outside. She wasn't going to wear a mask. And she said, the only person that I could think of that would actually have my side on this was you. I'm like, do your thing, girl. You're sitting outside. Have a fucking time.
I think in today's environment, people forget that it's okay to sometimes not have an opinion.
Yeah.
Like I've been asked about certain things and I'm just like, nah, I'm not discussing this.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I don't, number one, I'm not invested in it.
Yeah.
Like when someone's like, hey, if you're watching this thing, and I go, dude, I get my own life problems.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not.
I love when I go out and have a time and nothing political comes up. Like, why are we even talking about this?
Because it's people have taken the online world and tried to make it the real world.
Yeah.
The real world is not fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's also funny that you say that. It's very important for us and when we like decide what we're going to talk about on our show. I've said this a million times. People don't come to Ashlee Feldman for fucking politics. Why would they? Who the fuck cares what I think? They come to us to be distracted and to laugh and to know that they're driving to the same job that they probably hate every day for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we're just trying to distract them from the regular mundane Monday through Friday. So I'm not going to talk about politics because like you just said, all they have to do is open up that little box that says Instagram and they're going to get flooded with politics. So they don't need to hear it from me.
Yeah. Not everyone needs to invest in everything.
No. And no. It's not fun.
Were you now, so you're married. You just recently got married.
Yes.
And
you were there.
I was there. It was a great wedding. It was
fun.
pretty fun. It was nice because life kind of came back for that wedding.
I know.
And I felt like it was
felt
like
a little normalcy.
to be a real person again.
Yeah.
And it was great. I was very happy. And and you're going to start a family. I know.
Yes.
I know.
We want to for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking with your husband. He said, I'm going to put a baby in that bitch. And
I believe that.
Exact words
Yeah.
with that accent and everything.
Yeah.
And did you receive any pushback, or were you worried about you becoming a mother and a wife affecting your career in entertainment?
I think if you would have asked me that probably like 5 or 6 years ago, I would have said that I was fearful of it. But
Yeah.
I've noticed that people that listen to me and our audience and our listeners, they've been with me at Jammin' for the last 7 years. They've honestly grown up with me at the same time. They were my age when we started and we've kind of grown up. So they're also at this point in their life as well. I mean, of course there's some that aren't, but they always know that eventually that was going to come. And I think that that's the dope part about our show. I mean, we have a guy who is just single and mingling and keeping all of his secrets to himself. And then we have a dad who has 12 kids and has the craziest wife stories and Viagra stories to tell us about marriage and all that drama. And then you have me who's kind of just beginning this part of my life. So I think we have a little bit of everything on the show, which is dope. But I've never, put it this way, the guys that were sliding into my DMs before I got married, they're still sending me penis pics that I have not asked for in my fucking DM. So I don't think that it's fine.
It's so great that your husband doesn't have social media.
Oh my God.
Because I remember when I first followed you and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Look at this hoe.
Like, well, just the comments, every comment you put up a picture and it's just like, I'm gonna blow her back out. I fucking cripple this bitch. Ah, fuck. I fucking donkey punch her. And I was just like, and it's like, for a guy, if he's not secure with his manhood, that can be a lot to deal with.
Well, it's also changed too, some of the comment section too, because now I've noticed they'll be like, oh, the fireman's a lucky man. Because I don't call Michael on the show. I call him the fireman. He has actually said that he wished that I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Like that would make him happier. He hates the attention of my job.
I think he's lying. I think that you are both a complete reverse dichotomy.
Yeah.
A real yin and yang, and that's what makes it work.
I think so too. And it's funny, we were at Lululemon the other day and he was in the dressing room and some girl's like, Ashlee, oh my God, like I love the show. I listen all the time. And I go, oh, thank you. And then Michael over the door was like, do I have to try this one on with this one? And she goes, is that the fireman? I said, yeah, he's in there. He's changing. She goes, oh my God. So then she yells. She goes, fireman, I'm going to let you have your Saturday, but I just want you to know I love listening to your girl's show. And all you hear, it gets quiet. And he goes, thank you. He doesn't care for the attention, but you know what it is? He's proud of me and he's proud of like my career and how far I've come. And he sees how hard I work on the show and like how many nights I've cried myself to sleep over it or been excited about it and happy about it and like the different milestones that we've hit. So I think he's proud of me in that sense, but you know him, he doesn't like attention. Like
Boston is a place where if you sought out attention, there's something wrong with you and then someone would beat the shit out of you. So I've had this conversation with some of my friends who like Twitch stream, and I'm like, you guys should. They don't Twitch. They just play video games. I go, you should Twitch. You guys are funny. What is that? Twitch is when you play video games online and you record it.
Oh, yeah, and people have gotten in trouble because they've said like crazy shit on the Twitch.
Yeah,
right?
or they showed titties and stuff. But
oh, Twitch sounds fun.
I was like, why don't you do this? You guys are just online shitting on people, and they're like, no, I don't want to be in front of a camera. And I know I had to fight that fear brutally.
Yeah.
In order to get into entertainment,
which is crazy because I think of all of the things in the entertainment world since I'm in it, I would never fucking do stand up. Never. I can't even imagine that feeling of like, oh, this is a banger. And you hit them with the joke and it's just.
Oh, it's great. It's the best high I've ever had. And then when you fail.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man, that's a good fucking bad feeling.
I've seen you in stand up and you do really make me laugh. And especially because when you tell the Southie stories, because I know. And so I would be interested to see, like, do you do your Southie routine in New York? And do people think it?
No, I don't say.
Because that cracks me up, but I know that.
That's specific to like, I wouldn't mention it. I don't want to do regional fucking shit. Because that ties you into a specific
Well, that's what I was wondering. Because I'm like, if you go to New York with the Boston routine, they're probably like, fuck you, we don't give a shit.
No. Honestly, it was a lot of hipster comics who used to shit on like the local guys or the townies who actually, when I saw it in New York, I was at some show and there was a comic up who was a very hip, progressive comic and she was doing jokes about the MBTA. And I go, no one fucking knows what that is. You're in the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
What you should have done is just done the same joke with the MTA.
Right.
Okay? You just replace it.
Yeah.
They would try and explain, oh, I lived in East Boston. Like, they don't know what that fucking reference is.
Yeah.
So no, I never designed my act to. It's designed to be personal to me.
Yeah.
Because if it's personal to me, it's going to be funnier and no one can take it from me.
Well, I think what's good about you, and I think that this is why I think my show is good at what we do. Like, we're just not afraid to embarrass ourselves. And anybody that is, you have to connect with people on that level. You have to be able for them to be like, holy shit. Like, I feel that too.
Like you were talking to me about eating my drippings and Some people
I don't connect with you on that
might
one. Let me make that
hide.
clear.
A lot of people use Instagram.
No one's fucking showing that shit.
So women get, everyone does, but women get the worst anxiety over Instagram and social media.
Oh, it's such a
and
big
it's
world.
because every girl has convinced herself that this is my chance to show my perfect life. Here's me on a beach, and here's me with my perfect marriage. And it's like, nah, you were just
get off my
you were
Instagram.
just fucking fighting with that guy.
sure.
You just wanted to put his face in a bucket and drown him. Okay,
Yeah.
cut it out. And I don't do that. I'm like, here's me being a fucking scrub, and here's me being
Or
angry.
like, here's me with my mom chatting about Lizzo or whatever the hell else you guys are talking about. I think it's dope. But I also like, it's funny because I teeter with like that line too with myself where it's like, yeah, I want to put up the perfect Instagram picture too. You know, that's like the world we live in. But I also know like when I put up the other shit, that's what people like to see better.
Life ain't perfect.
Yeah.
It ain't supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with social media is we feel like we're putting on a,
yeah.
It's like my mom's biggest fear in the world is what people think. And
A lot of moms.
trying to deal with like the problems my family's going through has been so tough because of that.
Yeah.
And like, I remember we were gonna have to call an ambulance for my dad, and she goes, whatever you do, you know, she'll call me up. She goes, have you told anyone what's going on? I go, no, who am I to tell? It's just, if she found out I was doing this, she'd fucking strangle me. But thankfully she doesn't listen to podcasts. And anyway, she goes, what, don't tell anyone. And I go, dad's almost fucking dead. Like, are you kidding me?
You're making me laugh, but this is not funny.
It is funny. No, like I
She
just
was so
I
afraid
went
that
through one
people
of the
would see the
darkest
ambulance.
periods of my life. It was filled with humor. There were points where like
Where is he now?
he's at home.
Okay.
I was crying and laughing at the same time, or I would
Yeah.
just stop to laugh because it was fucking funny.
Like she genuinely probably didn't want the ambo to roll up front of the crib because she's
It's
like, I don't
all
want
it
anybody to
was, and
see.
I was like, I couldn't. I'm like, after everything we've been through, like our world is falling apart. You still give a fuck what people think about you. I couldn't
think
give
that's
a rat's
generational.
ass.
They do.
People still do today.
Yeah.
People still like, why do you think, I get it. Even I have times where I put up a post and I'm hesitant to put it up.
Yeah.
And then I beat the shit out of that emotion in my head. And I just say, what do you care?
Oh.
I'm like, you've been through too much to give a rat's ass what anyone
We'll do a
thinks
20-minute
about you.
segment about something and I'll get like 50 DMs like, oh, that was so funny. Like whatever. I'll get one DM like, you dumb bitch. No one cares you have to say it. I'm like, you know, it's always the negative ones always jump off the page.
It's the same thing with stand-up. I've watched comics kill on stage, and one dude in the front row is sitting there with a frumpy face, and they focus on him.
Hey, but why are you coming? Go.
No, because some people are assholes.
Yeah.
Do you have people who listen to your show just to shit on you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
She just called on Friday. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I always put those people through.
Yeah?
I always talk to them. Because my whole thing with my show is there's an additional mic in the room, and it's for you guys that are listening. Call up. I don't ever like it'll literally say like, I'm pissed at Ashlee, she annoys me, and I'll be like, oh, hello, Joe and Randolph.
I mean, it's good to have that stuff too. I mean, one of the things I like with my friends is I'll pontificate on something, and they'll be like, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Shut up, Bain. You shut the fuck up. Or just completely, kick my legs out from under me and just try and destroy my confidence.
Yeah. That's how you
sometimes
guys,
it sucks.
That's
Sometimes it's
creepily
fun.
how you guys love on each other, which is just very
strange. It's a form of abuse.
Yeah.
Masked as love.
But they love you. They do. They do.
Sometimes that's good because sometimes when you start, as my friend Pablo used to say, Mike, they try to fart above their ass. And he used to always say he used to have, like, Latino dudes, especially Puerto Ricans, just have these ridiculous sayings that make no sense. And my favorite one he would tell me is like, oh, these hipsters, they try and fart above their ass.
That's pretty hilarious.
And it's a great line, and I've used it many times. But, sometimes when people just start hearing shit like that they want to hear, you understand why people get a big head. And it's good to have people be like, I also like when someone takes me to task. Like, if I'm fucking up, I need someone to tell me. When I was dating my ex, I remember one day we're out to dinner, and I'm just bitching and moaning about my job. And she goes, you fucking suck. And I go, what? She goes, you suck to be around. You're not fun. You're miserable. And you know what I did? I fucking got fired from my job a week later on purpose because that way I get unemployment insurance.
There you go.
Never
Smart
quit.
man.
Never
Smart
quit.
man.
Always get fired. And it worked. And I was like, and because she said that to me, she was honest with
Yeah.
me. She told me, you fucking suck. And I did fucking suck.
Sometimes you got to hear it, man.
It's also, you need people to call you out. Or otherwise I get mad when people don't. Like if I'm fucking up in my life and people don't call me out on it, I'll be like, why didn't you say something?
Yeah, well, that just goes back to who you keep in your corner. You have to have people that are like realists with you, I think.
I don't know. That's why it's important to have family in this industry, I think.
And a few friends from Southie.
Well, you said that previously you had been fearful of this because in stand-up comedy for years, the MO was if you have a family, you'll have nothing to talk about. As if everyone just wants to hear a 50-year-old man talk about doing coke and trying to hook up.
Oh my God, I feel like that's what they do want to hear about.
I don't want to hear that, and I don't want that life because I looked at a lot
about your family.
Oh yeah,
like the stories that I tell on air about the fireman and our fights and stuff. Those are always the ones that hit.
I've met your family. Your family's interesting. I've met your dad and your brother.
Oh yeah,
very interesting.
That's a crew.
And see, because that's real and that's authentic. And Louis C.K. really pioneered that, but for years and still to this day, like I had a friend who got engaged. He's a comic, and I said congratulations, and he said thank you. You don't know how many other people said something negative about it in our industry, and that's for men. For women, it's even worse, and they get it from other women. Women in comedy, I've met a girl who was like, I just want to get married and have kids, but I don't want to tell people that because they'll say that I'm like a traitor or it's viewed that she's throwing away her career, giving into, submission as a woman, which I think is bullshit myself.
Yeah.
Because I've seen plenty of people who've ended up old and lonely with success and no one to love them, and they're not fucking happy people.
Well, I mean, you could ask, Michael will say this. I mean, my career it's at the forefront. Like I care so much about my career and I care so much about the show, and I've always been that. And I think he respects that about me, but I also think don't listen to the bullshit because you can have both. You have to have balance. Yeah. And I'm excited to go home. I love my job and I love going in there, but I'm also excited to go home and have that part of my life too. And each part of that life gives to the other. Yeah.
It's fulfillment. You got to have both. And I'm always curious about this in other parts of entertainment because I was always baffled by hearing that about, oh, dude, oh, she has a family, she's fucked. Oh, she's going to have nothing to talk about. And it's like, no, you have something other than your vagina to talk about on stage. Yeah. Like,
I love talking about my vagina. No, but it literally gives you more. It gives you more dynamic on things to talk about.
Yeah, because now you
fucking love it.
You can talk about how you pushed a baby out of it. Now there's a whole other world of things to talk about in regards to
Yeah, facts.
it is great. It's how do I put it? It is something that I was fearful of too. Like I was afraid to have a family and all that. Now I know I want it eventually. Once I find someone and I'm more stable. Yeah. But it was kind of drilled into us that, that was failing, that having the family was failing. And I go, no, I beg to differ.
My producer, him and his wife, and they have a bunch of kids, and he tells me, like, he'll tell on air the best stories. Like one of his twins, she's a thief. Mm-hmm. So he'll talk about how they have to like sit down and like try to find out if she's going to admit that she actually stole it and where she put the money and all this. And it's like those type of stories are fucking hilarious. Now he has to tell us how he's going to like dad that his twins are on the TikTok and they're putting these like sexy videos up. Oh yeah.
Cut that up.
Yeah. So they're not allowed to post them. They have to put them in their drafts and then he has to approve them. And he'll like show me one that he approved. And I'm like, bro, she's literally mouthing the words, I'm a hoe, as she's dancing. Like, what are you doing?
If I have daughters, they're going in a burqa.
But I just love, those type of stories are hilarious and they're fun and they're different. So I never was afraid of that.
Yeah, that's good because it's.
But again, I said to you, had you asked me that a few years back, I might have been like, but it's different. I think it's a different time now.
You think so?
Yeah,
you think it's improved in that?
I think it's cool. Like you see these like young little families, and I think it's look at the gram. Everyone's like, oh, look at me and my kids strolling down fucking Casson Beach. It's like,
do
cool
they?
now.
I don't know people who do that.
Oh, yeah.
I watch a lot of weird stuff on Instagram.
A
My
lot
Instagram
of
is
the
very
female
different.
influencers now are like posting like, get this baby bottle as opposed to that. I mean, it's a thing now.
Oh, see, I don't follow female influencers. I don't even
What
follow.
if you follow me?
Yeah, but you're my friend.
Yeah. Also, I don't feel like I'm an influencer, but I just
I don't follow. I don't even follow fat ass girls. I don't.
Well, you're
do
missing
it.
out on that.
No, because
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching fat ass Instagram pics leads to porn, okay, and then porn leads to a slew of
you're
other
off
problems.
porn?
I want to be. I'm trying to be. I'm actually gotten really good. I'm really good now. I very rarely watch it, and if I do, it's only for very short periods because I get bored, and I like that because it's not good for guys. It fucks up your brain as a man.
Well, yeah, because it's like unattainable to the real life.
Well,
Most
even
of it.
when you do attain it, it's not what you thought it was.
Yeah.
It sets unrealistic fantasies, and then you do it, and you're like, and then it wears
What's
off.
something you saw in porn and then you tried in real life and you were like, this actually sucks.
I promised your husband I wouldn't talk about quote unquote pig shit with you, so I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, he did say, don't go on that podcast talking
Yeah.
pig shit. Oh.
Yeah, no,
But that's you saying it, not me.
Yes, but he would still get angry if I spoke like this with his wife. There is a barrier between us, and he was kind of. I asked his permission for you to come on. You know,
Which is psychotic. What are you doing? Don't ask him for fucking anything. I do what I want.
I should have to go through your man.
Maybe because you guys are just friends, but no one else is gonna ask him.
Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't. If you were, I'm not any other female guest who's on here. I'm not going to her husband.
Right. It's because
to
you're
ask.
actually best friends with him, so that's
Yeah.
a little different. But yeah, I mean, honestly, who the
I'm not going to go into any I would if you weren't here go into detail, but you can just listen to another one.
Yeah, shoot me a text.
Oh,
and
here's
I'll check
a
it out.
nice easy one.
Oh.
I had a threesome, and then I realized this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Especially if the girls aren't really going to town on one another. Then it's just you. All right. And if you ever been a guy and God forbid your dick gets soft and with one girl, and you get two girls, and you're like, Jesus, now I get double the disappointment. This is terrible.
Double the dick disappointment sounds terrible.
No, it's just it's a lot of work, and you're just like, yeah, I'd rather just have one person to focus on.
All right.
So it's also just it changes the chemicals in your brain. Like
Yeah.
it's not good for you. It's not good. On this podcast, we advocate for healthy relationships and the family lifestyle.
That's why I'm here. I have 3 dogs. Okay, it's fine.
No. I mean, I don't know. I look at a lot of the stuff I did, and I was like, I regret a lot of it, and I'm like, I did it, and I learned from it, but I feel like that's a natural progression of growing up, is to be an animal.
I can't wait for you to have a wife.
Yeah.
I want to have kids. So I'm just gonna like ask her a million questions.
What are you gonna ask
I'm gonna
her?
be like, did he put the slice of cheese on the hot dogs with the fucking dripplings, whatever the hell you call it?
Is
Is
that
how he got you?
See, I would never. I've promised myself that I won't raise my kids with like poison the way I was. And when I say that, I mean like I grew up eating terrible food my whole childhood. Right? I was a fat fuck for a kid, and I was insecure, and I was shy, and I got bullied. And then in school, in my neighborhood, at home, and my dad's like, "You're a fat fuck," and I'm like, "You feed me, asshole."
Enough with the Elios.
I don't have a job.
Just
Like
bomb, by
I
the way.
don't. What do you want me to do? Like,
right.
and then I'm not giving my kids McDonald's or fast food. I'm not.
Ever?
No.
Oh, come on.
They're
Give a
not
kid a
getting.
fucking Happy
They're not
Meal.
getting TikTok either.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. No TikTok, no Happy Meal.
I don't.
Fuck, that's terrible.
There's
I'm not on the TikTok.
A lot of.
But the fact that they're never gonna have a cheeseburger and fries from McDonald's, that's fucked up.
No, I'll get them cheeseburgers and fries just from some place that isn't filled with chemicals and nonsense.
Where?
Five Guys.
Oh, okay. Deal. They can go to Shake Shack, but they can't.
Nah,
fucking go to
fuck
McDonald's.
Shake Shack. I don't like them. They think they're better than they are.
I love
Five
Shake
Guys.
Shack. Cheese fries from Shake Shack, bomb.
Their fries are garbage.
The crinkle cuts?
They're
You're fucking
awful.
stupid. You're stupid. That's
They're
ridiculous.
awful.
No.
You can be. I'm glad that you are comfortable being wrong on my show,
That's
Ashley.
just-
But you're wrong.
that's
Five Guys
just
has better
ridiculous.
fries and better burgers. But no, I don't know. I cook. I didn't get cooked meals as a kid, and then I went and I was dating and living with a girl whose mother cooked every night, and it blew me away. And I realized what I was missing. Not
Yeah.
just on a healthy level. I would go over their house and the mom would cook a smorgasbord of food, like, and then like her and her sister wouldn't eat it, and she would shame them by the fact that I was eating so much. Like, Michael loves his food. He doesn't get to eat like this, you know? And I'm like, I'm here. I can hear you, but this is some good hummus, so I'm gonna fucking keep eating it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want this for my kids. I want them to grow up in a home where their mom cooks, or I can cook too.
Yeah.
And they can eat real food, and they don't grow up fat and
just so we're clear,
sick.
like the meatloaf, that's not real food. So please don't.
Look, I'm going to slide on some things. I'm not giving them drippings,
Okay.
but they're going to
They're gonna have the
occasionally,
meatloaf.
they're going to get meatloaf. All right. Like
At least let them put it with some ketchup because no one likes meatloaf. I can't. Michael Joyce actually orders meatloaf when we go out to
meatloaf is amazing.
It's disgusting.
Meatloaf is fantastic with gravy or with ketchup or with Cholula hot sauce.
Listen, no, I like that you have a plan of how you're going to raise them. I think that's sweet.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could. Who knows what happens? But
Yeah.
I don't want them on social media. Suicide rates with preteen girls are up 33%, and I know how tough it was just existing as a kid.
Yeah.
All right. And the last thing I want is I would rather them just be weird and ostracized by not being a part of it than to have to go through that. To have to, like, at least I could come home and then just be a loser and play computer games when I was like 11.
Yeah.
You know, and then it stopped. Like, at least, all right, I deal with my family shit, but the bully would stop at my door. This is different. This is
it's
them
way worse.
in my home.
Yeah.
Like, and have you ever, like, I have a friend who made a joke on TikTok that teenage girls didn't like. So for a month, they would troll his page, like, kill yourself, fuck you, you're ugly, you're gonna die alone, I hate you, you're a fucking bum, your hair's ugly, your teeth are fucked up. And I was like, and I've seen this happen on TikTok. It's like a piranha thing where someone says something politically you don't like, or makes a joke in a way you don't like, or says something about race, gender, or sexuality that you don't like, and they pounce on them. And I was like, I imagine I couldn't handle that as a fucking 12-year-old.
No, me neither. I just also, like, I physically don't understand how someone could write kill yourself on. I don't get how people get there to do that.
They're losers.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to me. I have way more things to do with my time, like go for a fucking walk with my dog.
That's why those things mean nothing to me, because I know where that person's coming from because I've been there.
Yeah.
And they're miserable and their life sucks and they hate themselves. Because when you're happy, you're like, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go get laid. I'm gonna go smoke some weed.
But it also is like, I'm happy, but you know, like sometimes I'll read something and I'm just like, you know, whatever. You just have to have thick skin. That's really
do you torment yourself by reading the things, the bad comments?
Sometimes if they just send it directly to me and I just see it in my messages, then every once in a while someone will send me something. That's kind of died down because I put it like the kibosh to that. I'm like, don't even send me this stuff. But yeah, if they tweet me and my name's in it or whatever, and I see it, it's never to the point where I'm like, oh, this feels great. But I have gotten so much better to the point where it's like, bro, I'm never going to make everybody happy. I'm just not, you know? And at the end of the day, it's like you have so many other outlets, so many other things you could listen to, and you're still listening to me just to shit on me. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's something within themselves.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to make everyone happy, which is the lie of social media and modern society, is that you exist to please everyone. You don't. You exist to please you and only you.
Yeah.
And if other people don't fuck with you, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. They don't matter. Your job isn't. If you're making everyone happy, I promise you're not making you happy.
Yeah, I would believe that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to wrap this up. It's been fun. Thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for having me. My second podcast. I'll be waiting for my gift.
Your second one, a gift.
Other than the one I actually hosted with Gandhi.
Wait, what is this concept?
I told you, you're
getting
supposed to give your guests a gift when they come.
Your gift is my presence, Ashley. Okay?
oh, it's so sweet. There was a dog here, so I like that.
What are you? A gift? What
I'm
kind
telling
of
you,
gift?
that's what Instagram says. When I see people go on these podcasts, they always leave with goodie bags.
Yeah, maybe at the Joe Rogan experience.
Joe Rogan experience probably gives you a fucking thing of meat when you leave.
Yeah,
you
get elk meat and on it. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll be waiting. You know where I live. But no, thanks for having me, for real.
Well, thanks for coming on, and I guess I'll finish with this. What's next for you as far as life goes? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, listen, we just got married in March, and I will say I was wondering if it would feel different, and it does a little bit. I definitely feel a little something, but I also genuinely did marry my best friend, so I'm just pumped to have a kid or two with this clown that is now my husband, and just see what, that brings us.
I can't wait for you guys to have big, gangly children.
I just hope they're good at sports, because if they're not, I'll be
They're gonna be
in a sad place.
Your kids are gonna be so awkward, and their fingers are gonna be so fucking long.
I know. Oh God.
You know what's funny is before this show, when I was like checking on your real world history, and like I found a website that had your quote unquote bio, and it said Ashlee Feldman, height 5'4", weight 188, net worth $1 million, and I go, wow, huh?
That was so fucked up. All of that. Jesus. I think I'm most upset about the height. I'm 5'10". Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, if you Google my name on the internet, it has me some sites have me worth 22 mil. I'm here to tell you that's not the fucking truth.
No, it's not the case.
No, it's not. But yeah, no, I think especially for this show, like career wise, I love my team. I'm just so proud of where we've come. We've been doing the show for about 2 years now, and I genuinely enjoy going in every day. So I'm in a good spot there.
Yeah, and I mean, you have someone who supports you, which
Exactly.
is the whole point. Because a lot of people think that you can't have someone who supports you in your career. I've seen a lot of career women say that, which isn't true.
It's not. And I think that he might not like everything that comes with my career, but he respects how much I care about my career, and he's always been supportive.
Yeah,
of that.
you probably don't like the fact that he might burn in a fire.
I don't really enjoy that. I honestly fucking don't. But yeah, he'll come home and I'll be like, man, it was tough out there. I'm like, I know, my jokes weren't really hitting yesterday on the show. And he's like, well, no, I meant we had a fucking fire. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. It's hard to make people laugh.
I love the fact that you come home and you're definitely emotional and be like, people were mean to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I pulled a dead body out of a river.
Yeah. I was in a burning down crack den, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, fine. But I do think you can have both. And he comes with creep friends that take dates on the tops of mountains and feed them driplets.
That's only
I'm kidding.
That's rare. I do.
Can I come on one of your first dates? Maybe
No, that would intimidate.
No, maybe we should. That's the next podcast. That's how we grow this between us. I come to the next date so I can see.
Here's what I do. It's usually through a dating app because it's tough now through COVID anyway, and I don't drink, so I can't. I don't really go to bars to pick up women. That's a weird environment for a guy who doesn't drink. But I'll use a dating app.
But by the way, you can go to bars. You sat at a bar with me last weekend for 3 hours.
But it would.
And not to pick up girls, you're with your friends, but I'm just saying.
But at a certain point, once people get sloppy, I'm not a fan of that anyway, so I bounce.
Yeah.
But at one point, I'll call them. And that's been an issue because some girls today only text. And I go,
weird. No,
you have to talk with me. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And
do you say that?
If they're being a pain in the ass, yeah. What?
That's
I'm not
a weird thing to say.
Do you remember?
I'm a human being. Talk to me on the phone.
Do you remember what I just said about how you're not for everyone? I'm not for every woman. Yeah. And there's a specific type of woman that is for me, and I'm for her.
You're gonna find her.
And I don't waste time if we're not a fit. It's fine. I'm just like, hey, we don't work. That's fine. It's all good. I don't take it personal. Also, it's just weird to me that someone wouldn't want to talk on the phone because women will try and use men too. Women, I've been with women who just treat you like a dildo, all right? And that's not fun. Some guys pretend it is. Yeah. I mean, it's okay, but it's not fun.
I mean, I think that there's sometimes I don't want to talk on the phone, but for the most part, I do think it's a little strange if she meet someone. Yes, it's weird that she wouldn't hop on the phone with you.
And then it's a walk and coffee, and then it progresses, and then maybe
we are on the mountain,
and then maybe we'll go out for dinner or we'll do something. I like to do stuff. I'm a specific type of guy.
I like that.
Do you?
I do. We go on trips all the time. I like to travel and do stuff.
I don't know. A lot of people don't like to do stuff.
What are you talking about? Like go on the mountains? Like
I feel like dating in Boston is just, I want to drink and get brunch. That's every white woman in Massachusetts.
That sounds like a fantastic time.
Oh my God. It's so boring.
Lincoln has Fruity Pebble pancakes. No, but I get it. No, I think I would like doing stuff. But
I don't know. I want an interesting girl who wants to go fucking fight
Let's
a bear
find
with
Bain
me.
somebody that likes to do stuff, and he doesn't want a threesome because that is too much work.
No,
and he wants to
I
hike a mountain.
take that back. I want the option, okay?
Okay.
I want the option there. But no, I've changed as a person from who I used to be. So if I don't find someone who matches with me,
No,
it's
you're
like,
going to.
you know, and
If you can find someone that agrees with you on what's for dinner, just marry that motherfucker because that's a tough debate every
women
night.
don't pick food anyway. That's what we're here for.
No, you guys, we do this. One person gives 3 options. The other person has to pick from those 3 options. That's the way you got to do it.
See, what I do with girls is
Meatloaf is never on there.
No, like if I'm going to date with a girl what I might do is I'll give her 2 options. All right.
Okay.
And it gives her the illusion of having a choice in the matter. I've already decided I'm having pizza or Mexican. And I'm like, I'm allowing her to feel like she has a say in the matter. But the reality is, as the man, I'm just going to make the decisions. And I like that role. And women who date me prefer that role anyway. So.
All right. Well, hopefully from this podcast, we find you love.
You think so? Is that how it's going to work?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I had quasi luck with someone who found me through Maida's Instagram. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Hopefully my Instagram proves strong. I'll be praying for you.
And hopefully, my following doesn't net you any perverse pictures through Instagram.
I'm praying for it. Praying. Truly. Please, bring them.
Getting there's something to be said about being hit on by gay dudes on social media. Because some of them, it's just pathetic. You know, like a guy will be like, dude, bro, you're so fucking hot. And I go, all right, Frank, who works at a used car dealership in New Jersey. Like, I don't know, put a little effort in.
Yeah.
And then I had one where like this guy wrote me a poem and I was like, you put work in.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah, it was this gay Filipino flight attendant. And I was like,
hey, a career as well.
I know.
that.
A jet setter, someone who.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like to travel. You like poems. It's fine.
All right. Let me wrap this up.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming on. Where can people find you?
You guys can always follow me on Instagram at Ashlee Feldman, 2 E's on the Ashlee. I'm very good at responding. Unless you're telling me I'm an ugly fat bitch. Usually those I just heart.
Oh, don't those go into that other folder?
I love that other folder. That's like the rabbit hole for me. I like to deep dive down in there.
I mostly just get people ask me if I want to invest in Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
It's fun down there. Take a look. But yeah, no, hit me up. And you can listen to the show 6 to 10 a.m. on Jam 94.5.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man.
All right. Take care, guys. With a hood, yeah.